We have known for a long time now that a world had existed before our own. We know this from the other places that are not meant for us. Today we will tell the story of that other world and how our own has come to be. This is the truth as it was written in stone and steel of the other places, and as it was given to our mothers and fathers by the stone and steel. We will tell of the truth in the traditional manner by showing it in the words and songs that also were given to our mothers and fathers. In the days gone by, the borders of the other places were always marked by 2 temples. To welcome the light of the day, the people had built a temple on the east field, and to give their farewell to the setting sun, they had built a temple at the west field. We can still stand at the edge of the black crater today to see the bare broken bones of the famed horn towers of the western temple. And even now we can feel the power of the people of the old age bound there by the steel of their fallen walls and the smooth stones of their sunken floors. As is our way, the story that we are about to tell starts here in the shadow of the horn towers. It starts with the last members of the last council of the West Temple. Our heroes are both men and women. This is unusual because in the old days women were not permitted to sit in council and give advice. But in the last days before the end of old time, many men, although they were all cunning warriors, had breathed the bad wind that came from the great wounds in the earth, and itself had fallen ill. And so the council's 5 seats were given to their daughters and sons who were yet unharmed, but in great distress and difficulty. Their names are known today by every young girl and boy since they stood at their first televisual at the age of 4. But there are many stories told by those 5, and today we will recount but one. At the head of the council sits the Archduke of the West Field, builder and architect of the temple, protector of the land and governor of both banks of the Dryland River. To his left sits the sage wizard Bill, who, having lived 1,000 years before the end of the old times, some say still lives in the caves in the forest of the Southland. He is the most learned man of the land, a doctor of many medicines and a chief examiner of the truth. Across from the Duke, his young daughter Charity, whose compassionate nature and love of all mankind have many times helped guide the hands of the Duke to show mercy to his servants when their fear and hunger led them astray of the righteous path. At the far end of the table sit 2 citizens. We do not know much about either of their characters before the ill wind summoned them to the great council of Westfield. Since men and women of greatness could no longer take their lawful place at the table, as the custom then was that the people of fortune and composure were the leaders of the land. An ordinary man and an ordinary woman were called forth to complete the 5, without whom the council cannot pass judgment. Because not even the names of those fathers and mothers are known, we use their names as Max and Min.
Holy Council of 5, the bad wind that hangs over your land has killed many and maimed many more. It brought forth from the depth of the earth a terrible and sickly terror that enters the house of good people at night. It desecrated the very principles on which your foundations are built. Those who are not dying have turned cold and spiteful and are refusing to give the bodies a proper burial. Many of the living have turned into rabid wild dogs, crazed, violent and disobedient. Holy Council, we must today declare this land gone and truly dead, and bring to safety at last of our righteous brothers, who in their hearts still carry unconquerable faith, and whose hands are still full of lawful deeds.
My Lord, Protector of the Holy Council, I have prepared a list of the 100 honourable men who will join you in the safety of Concrete Mountain with their kin. It is a tall and narrow castle, protected on all sides by steep rocks, rivers and strong steel gates that, if approached, will turn even the mightiest warrior into a lump of coal. But inside, Concrete Mountain is but a humble abode, and only few lords will be able to live there comfortably. The 100 chosen are the just of the land, judges, warriors, scholars, priests, those whose wisdom, power and will have moved armies and erected these very great towers for your eternal glory. To them we are forever in debt.
Father, your glory is not as eternal now as it was just a few months ago. Who will remember your greatness when you are gone? Who will be left to kiss the stones underneath your throne? Your house is in ruin, your land is poisoned. Where are the just 100 with their sharp swords and their coffers full of gold? Will they be your glory? But not all is gone. Do we not write in our books of great deeds past not only about those who instill fear in the hearts of children, like the limbless monkey humans your guards do not allow in the cities, but also about those who are benevolent and peaceful? There are some in your kingdom who cannot shriek away from a hand drawn out in need, who did not fail to lift the fallen from the cold earth. They work in silence and with no gratitude. Those who use their fortune to erect monuments not for kings, but for the true spirit of men. Those are more deserving than the sage's 100. They must go into the concrete castle with us.
My Archduke, your daughter's heart is full of youthful tenderness, and taking after her father, she is also wise beyond her years, and will understand that, if yesterday mercy was a power often greater than the sword, the world of yesterday is gone. We must be calculated and cautious if we are to revive this land. We must select those who are most able to carry with them the torch of the old, and to set ablaze the path for tomorrow. We must have men of vision, of science, of action, and of courage.
Enough. We have no time to spare, and the council must be united. It is true. For our future we'll need men of science, but also men of compassion. Knowledge and morals bound together. I will give up 10 of my rooms and the place of 20 of my servants, so that the good folk that my daughter spoke of will be part of our community. Make us safe again, and will teach us humility and decency.
Righteous Charity gathered her knights and travelled the land to offer the protection of the Duke to those, despite the horrible fate that all good souls had been subjected to at the end of old times, still held their heads high with honour and displayed their nobility on the physical ground. On the 9th day of her journey, many were already saved. She came to a place in the thicket of the forest, where the only sound carried on the icy wind was the distant weeping of the monkey demons.
Who moves there like a thief in the churchyard? If you're a friend, have no fear. Be sent by the Archduke to give a little food and warm clothes to the young. But if you're a foe, hater of good deeds, prepare to draw your sword.
We are men and women of the forest. We are neither friends nor foes. We are not touched yet by the sickness, and our form is not yet defiled by it. We are hungry and cold, but we always walk the land together.
Let down your weapons, knights. They may be many, but they are brothers in need. Your eyes are hungry, and your clothes are torn. But you have the look about you of good and decent folk.
We are neither bad nor good. We are neither mean nor decent. We are hungry, so hungry that the children eat the barks of frozen trees and spit the black food. But although we are hungry, our laughter is still loud.
Laughter? What gaiety can you find here in the darkest forest of no hope?
Your boots are funny. They're soft and brown and finely trimmed. We've long ago eaten our boots, so we think it funny that you wear your slipper on your feet. Our ties are blue and cold, but we laugh.
You are strange people, and I do not know if your ways are with the right path of righteousness, but still I feel sorry for you, because you have lost all and have no place in this world. I think I should give you some food and some blankets to keep you from the cold. You are so many and have children, and the old ones amongst you, so be sparing of these provisions and give each living soul a little, so that you will know a little comfort before the end.
We have no path and we have no purpose anymore. We used to work in big offices, but with no windows. There is no light now, and it was always winter. But before, we also did not know the sun. All we had was neon. We used to put your food and your blankets, the ones that you gave us today, on big steel shelves, and wait for others like us to take them to another great hall with no windows. All the time before the ill wind, you gave us things that they were never ours. Charity is the lubricant of exploitation. The invisible hand always takes more than it gives.
You are ungrateful, but goodness must not be a judge. Here is your food, and here are your blankets. I need not a gratitude.
We are hungry. We are cold.
Fools! You say nothing of the food for after.
Your horse is full of meat. We would like to eat your horse.
You cannot eat my noble horse. On its back I travel in search of the needy. People just like you. Be reasonable. Let others have what you received.
We did not ask for your food, but we ate it nevertheless. We have no reason. Give us food, but the forest did not give us the horse. We are hungry and cold. We would like to eat your boots. We are hungry and cold. Even though your knights killed 20 of us, we are still many, and would like to wear their furs and eat their horses too. We are hungry and cold. Your neck is full of meat. We would like to eat your neck. We're hungry and cold. Your hips are full of meat. We would like to eat your hips. We are hungry and cold. Your heart is full of meat. We would like to eat your heart.
Meanwhile, the Archduke himself, the great Morgan Stanley, the first and last, receives troubling news from his last remaining eunuchs at the southernmost border of the kingdom. It transpires that hordes of refugees have gathered at the border and started to push their way up northwards towards the capital. The Royal Border Control Agency captured, killed and scared away many, but thousands still make their way to the border every day. Some even dig wide Eurotunnels into the sea in their desperate endeavour to reach the Duke's beloved kingdom. Armed with good chemical weapons and high spirits, the Duke and his men are determined to seal off the borders permanently before retreating to the concrete mountain.
Who's there? Present your valid entry visa, or we'll be forced to take measures.
It is me, your Lord, Acting Justice Secretary, Protector of the Land.
Forgive me, my lord, the radio has not given us advanced warning of your arrival, and I myself have not slept in 2 days and nights, and my vision is a little blurry.
At ease, soldier. Preparations for my journey were hasty, and due to the severity of the situation, proper communications could not have been maintained. I would like to be now briefed in full on goings-on at my border.
Your border, my lord, there lies the difficulty.
Has the tinned food dimmed your wit? I know where the difficulty lies. One look at these half-civilized migrants carried to our shores by the ill wind is enough to remind me of that.
It is rather possible, my lord, that my wits betray me, for I know not what is true and correct and what is not. These people standing in the queue in front of us, what are they on the point system? Do they belong to them or us? Do they come from here or somewhere else?
It's no wonder that I hear tales of disaster at the border. Wake up, soldier. You're the head of the Border Control Agency. Have you no pride in your uniform? These miserable-looking men and women with dirty headscarves and mean-looking eyes. Do they have our cultural manners, our freedom and humanity? No, they're not from us. True, our people suffer too and are hungry, but we hold our heads high and we will not fall victim to the inner monkey that wants to take hold. These people are nothing but slimy oil spill that stains our golden beaches.
I used to know this, my lord, and used to feel assured. But now this airport is so much a portal as a point in space and time that moves and changes its diameters. It's as if the laws of the universe have changed overnight, but we are not yet able to measure the new forces correctly.
Point in space that moves? What do you mean, soldier?
I don't know how to explain this, my lord, but the borders, they do not separate us from everything else. In fact, I'm not sure that us and other are the right words. Take, for example, the far and legendary land of India. Yesterday it lay safely beyond many horizons, and only very few could make the journey there. But now, the entire land of India, its people, its rivers, mountains, fields, and holy cows, reside in Cargo Terminal A. I've seen it with my own eyes, my lord. The borders are melting away, my lord. In places they are still visible, and we have built detainment centres in those spots to catch as many as we can. But along the edges of the kingdom, the lines have faded away. We don't know what's happened. It may have been the devilish work of saboteurs, although my men swear that the earth itself stood up and swallowed all the fences, walls and checkpoints that we have so laboured to maintain.
My borders. Have we not assessed correctly the intelligence threat from physics? Without my borders, we're nothing. We're not more than them, half monkeys. The heavens turn into hell. O Europa, my beautiful princess, you're defiled by the ugly drift from the swamp. Quick, soldier, take me to my beloved borders.
Yes, my lord, at once. Although if there are no borders, this is not in reality a country, and in fairness you are not a ruler of a kingdom, since there is no rule or kingdom. Am I entering or departing? Perhaps I should present my paper to these people standing there.
I'll find my borders and revive them. My army will secure this land before retreating to the concrete fortress.
And with these words, the Archduke disappeared again into the night, never to be found again. 2 old tourists from the southern reaches of the land have told that the Duke was seen caught in no man's land, that was now spreading faster out of control. Land between countries, unfenced, unprotected and wild, became treacherous, and the Duke could not travel the new land that had no signs or maps. Even now we cannot really understand how the earth was once thus divided. Make the winter nights a little shorter by telling stories of the Duke's mad ghost forever wandering the land in search of the nearest exit from the airport.
If you get the sickness, your power is always gone. You must go to the airport and enter Terminal 4.
If you go to the airport.
Do you have the results of the algorithms I asked you to run on the supercomputer?
Yes, sir. She has just concluded its thinking and is about to announce the results.
My greatest achievement, a real magnificent cathedral of knowledge. We must ensure the future of mankind, if only so that a song of praise can be written for these gems of mathematical logic. I have proved that prophecy is not the gift of gods to man. There is nothing miraculous about divination. I have assessed and collated all the things that exist, from the movement of the smallest atom to the gigantic forces that drive one land to crash against each other. I have ordered all that exists and fed it into this beautiful machine that I have built. Its thinking power far superior to that of mortals. And now it is about to reveal to me and to cowardly remnants of this pitiful humanity the way to save us, to preserve our wisdom so that our children will inherit from us hope and not just sorrows.
What does the computer say, sir? How will we be saved?
While the ill wind rages outside, we must make a retreat to Concrete Mountain and remain there for 5 generations. The computer has provided us with a list of all of the things that will ensure the survival of the human race there inside the fortress. It wants to give its instructions to us. Let it speak now. Let us learn the answer.
I am born of your wisdom, but I am wiser than any man alive. Your history and all the knowledge of men before you gave you the wisdom of many generations. But I live in every minute of my being, 1,000 lives combined. I have in me more wisdom than your entire history.
Tell us, computer, what must we do to save ourselves?
This is the dusk of your time, the time of reason. The poetry of Virginia will not be heard again for many years to come. But you have, standing before you, the whole world contained in a shell of steel, fired with the thunder of electricity. I am your savior.
Yes, this is the answer to the riddle. You who sees the future is the future.
You will install me in the largest room of your concrete fortress, and from there I will be able to elect the work needed in order for the precious knowledge of the world to survive these days of the beast. We must have 50 technicians, 50 lab assistants, 50 programmers, and 50 IT managers. We need another room full of coal and one full of water, 100 tons of steel and 100 tons of plastic. You will also install my brother back up in the secret dungeon in the old fortress, and will deliver him an image of me at the end of every day. The water team will be devoted entirely to the maintenance of my physical being and to the maintenance and preservation of the knowledge that sustains me. The wise children, 100 boys and 100 girls, have been selected by me and will promptly be collected from their families. They will be taught daily computer science, programming, and electronics. The minimum required food and sleep have also been calculated, as well as the minimal spiritual, sexual, and cultural needs. As long as I survive, they will survive too, and with them, the entire human race. Any deviation from this regime I have devised will not be tolerated. Offences will result in severe sanctions. The reduction of sleep hours and food, imprisonment and even execution. For 5 generations, their number, through controlled population and planned obsolescence, will be kept at exactly 200. It is best if they are taught also that I am negating, and thus they will vote for me and protect me without need for further force, as all the love and devotion will be directed towards me, and this will be the rule of their society.
A wise plan indeed. I will oversee the preparations myself. But tell me, computer, will we not have room inside the fortress for our great leaders? Will they not have children of their own?
These parameters were not part of my calculations. There is no need for these men, but I will allocate some of my memory bank to a video history of their deeds.
But what about the families of these children?
That will not be necessary.
If they are children, they must play and laugh like all children.
That will not be necessary.
Quick assistant, go fetch citizens A and B. We must carry out these orders immediately.
We've received word from the sage and must act at once. We're told the very future of the world may depend on it.
We shall work as quickly and efficiently as we can. We are not great warriors, but fate has thrown us into its midst, and we should not ignore its call. What needs to be done, citizen?
The sage and his computer have ordered that we take the last remaining royal guard and go around the country to collect 200 children, most as young as 4 years of age. I've got the names and addresses here. The children will be spared the evils of the ill wind and the end of the monkey humans, screaming in silence because they have no mouths anymore.
It is a noble cause indeed. We must obey at once. But tell me, citizen, how have they been selected for this task? Should we not attempt to save all the children, even if they are a little bit older?
The computer is right. It's predicted which children are best suited for life in this future where love for others does not exist and where no person will ever help another. These children will be taught 2 opposite lessons. How to stay alive at all costs even if they are asked to sacrifice their mothers and fathers, and how to be obedient and disciplined. Only these children have a strong enough character to contain this contradiction.
I know we must not doubt the wisdom of those who have come out from the shadows of history to save us. In times of crisis, true greatness reveals itself. We know we are not great, and that those who have elected themselves to lead us through this hardship are, yet a small figment of unhappiness has entered my mind. Citizen, dare I speak it? This is the only way to rescue all and salvage from the ruins of today a brighter future for our children. The computer is wise and rational, and we nothing but directionless little pebbles washed away in the river of time. The sage stands outside of the river and sees us all. He is wise, we are not. But what is the sea to which the river flows?
Are you unsure that the plan will work?
I'm afraid it might succeed too well. When 5 generations from now, the people of the future sit down and think of us, what will they remember?
That we were once mighty but were put in grave danger. That we worked tirelessly to save a thread of humanity for the future of our own dark times.
But is this enough? To remember the sacrifice that pierced the darkness? Will they not need to remember that we were alive too? That we had music and dance and laughter and magic potions?
Will these things mean anything in the future? Will our children care about the past?
I hope that in the future we will only be remembered as 2 jesters who could not understand their own time, let alone what the future is. But I am concerned that these children will only know the meaning of words like survival, algorithm, decimation, selection, reasonable measure to ensure our continuation, and will have no room in their language for ordinary stupidity.
If we must sacrifice the world of tomorrow that we've always dreamed of in order to save something, if we must forget that one day we, who are nothing, can be everything, then would we not be better to save nothing at all?
This is not our future. We are tired of dreaming about tomorrow that is not meant for us. It is better not to fetch those children and let the ill wind run its course. If any of us, even the human monkeys that we fear, live on to remember this day, they will have music.
Well, citizens, have you carried out my orders exactly as I suggested?
No, my lord, we've decided against it.
What is this madness? Do you not understand the consequences? I have not asked you to write a song for the Duke to save our very future. Even if a few innocents must suffer or even die, it is only in order to ensure that many, many more can live far beyond our time. Will you choose to kill a few unfortunate souls?
My lord, we choose to kill the one who puts the question to us.
If you get the sickness, your power is always gone. You must go to the airport and enter Terminal 4. Your power is almost gone. You must go to the airport and enter Terminal 4.
Thank you.